My wife and I had gotten used to HOA Karen's antics, snide comments about our yard, fake violation letters, and her constant gossiping at the clubhouse. But what she did next crossed a line so big, it went from petty to criminal. It started when my wife mentioned her car acting funny. "It feels like someone's been messing with it," she said one evening. At first, I chalked it up to paranoia. But then I noticed the same thing, the car felt watched. That's when I decided to take a closer look. I jacked up the car in the garage and crawled underneath with a flashlight. And there it was, a small black device zip-tied near the rear axle. A GPS tracker. I pulled it off, turned it over, and instantly recognized the manufacturer. Not just any consumer device, one of the premium models made for law enforcement and private security. And funny enough, I knew it well, because my company was the one that built it. See, I run a cybersecurity and hardware firm specializing in GPS and counter-surveillance technology. I helped design this very tracker, which meant not only did I know how to disable it, I also knew how to trace exactly who activated it. I sat down at my desk, plugged it into my diagnostic system, and pulled the logs. Within minutes, I had a profile. The device had been registered under a bogus account, but the IP addresses used to access the tracking software, they pointed straight back to the HOA clubhouse. And the user, Karen, couldn't believe it. She had planted a tracker on my wife's car, likely to spy on where we went, who we saw, maybe even how much time we spent away from home. It was stalker-level creepy. So I set a trap. I reattached the tracker but rerouted its signal through my company's server. Then I programmed it to feed Karen fake data. For 3 days, she thought she was tracking my wife's car as it drove to meetings with attorneys, city officials, and, my personal favorite, the county sheriff's office. Meanwhile, I was gathering evidence. Screenshots, log files, timestamps, everything. On the 4th day, I arranged a meeting with the sheriff himself, an old client of mine. I handed him the tracker and the evidence packet. He whistled low. "This is solid. Planting a tracking device without consent? That's felony stalking in this state." That evening, just as Karen was holding her usual HOA meeting, deputies walked into the clubhouse. Neighbors watched wide-eyed as Karen was escorted out in handcuffs. Of course, she screamed the whole way. "It's not illegal. I was protecting the community. They could be criminals." But nobody bought it. The deputies read out the charges loud and clear: illegal surveillance, unauthorized use of tracking devices, and stalking. The fallout was glorious. HOA members who had always defended Karen suddenly went silent. Some even came to me afterward, apologizing for ever siding with her. Karen ended up taking a plea deal, but the conviction meant she could no longer hold any HOA office. Her reputation was shredded. Her little reign of terror finally ended. As for me, I used the incident as a case study in my business presentations. Real-world example of why cybersecurity matters, I'd say with a grin. And just to twist the knife, I left a little gift on the HOA Clubhouse bulletin board the following week. A flyer from my company that read, "Think twice before spying. We built the system. We'll know." Karen thought she was outsmarting us. She forgot one thing: you don't play spy games with the guy who designs the technology.